Hosted in conjunction with Chris Media, the CEO interview series allows investors to hear directly from the CEOs leading the companies featured on Wholesale Investor. Enjoy the interview and reach out via the details in the description.
Hi, and welcome to another CEO interview. Today, I'm joined by Brad Smith, the founder of Braaap Motorcycles. Thank you for joining me, Brad.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Brilliant. Now, Brad, just to begin our interview today, and this is for the investors who would love to get a high-level overview of Braaap. Can we begin with that?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I started Braaap about 17 years ago, and so an established company in a scale-up mode. Like, we've got a great growth opportunity ahead of us. We have more demand than we can keep up with, so we're raising capital because we're launching into new regions. And our mission is to lead the mass adoption of electric motorcycles, which we've really started. We delivered our first 3 shipments of bikes were sold out. Customers love it, and there's huge demand because we're building an EV that's more aggressively priced or better value than its gasoline equivalent, where every other EV requires you to pay extra because it's electric. So we're coming to you guys to raise capital to fulfill demand and to allow us to capture the scale up opportunities that are there because of that demand. And we need capital to build bikes.
Amazing. Now, there's a little bit to unpackage there. So let us talk about what you saw in the market as a problem and what spurred the motivation to actually build this venture to give us a better understanding.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, we have 2 parts to that question. Firstly, we have our normal organic business where we sell all types of our own brand. We have 12 different models of motorcycles. So internal combustion engine bikes, 400 cc's, 250s and 125s. And we're selling a huge amount of those. But the problem that we have is that we're asking customers to pay us up front in full for a bike that is not built yet and then wait for us to build the bike. And there's no display bikes because everything's sold out. So people are using the internet. So we're profitable. Our day-to-day operations are going great. We're growing, we're profitable. But we left over 10 million on the table last year because we didn't have display bikes. We didn't have bikes in stock and there was long wait times. So we want to fix that with capital. So that's our organic and fundamental gap in our business model. But then there's an upside and a scale up opportunity that we're coming to you guys with at the same time. Pretty exciting. We've developed an electric motorcycle, and the opportunity that we saw and the gap in the market is that every electric vehicle in the world requires you to come with a very strong reason you want to go electric because they're asking to pay more than what the gasoline powered equivalent is. We've flipped the script on that, and our electric bike is available at more aggressive price points than most of their gasoline equivalent. So for $5,000, you can get on the road on a full-size electric motorcycle that looks amazing, and ride on the freeway. You can go faster than the speed limit if you want. So that's pretty awesome. And we want to lead the mass adoption of electric motorcycling. We believe as an independent manufacturer, we're perfectly positioned to do so. We've proven that with the demand that's in the market, and we're going to do that by making the electric motorcycle or the EV better value full stop. It just happens to be electric, and you can bring all of the reasons why electric's better on top of that, but it starts with the value prop to the customer that's unmatched. So
very exciting. Now that you've launched the product, Brad, what has the feedback been from the market? Have you seen people resonate well so far?
Yeah, so the thing for us with the electric bike is it opens us up to a whole new customer base. So, we already had momentum with our customer base of our conventional motorcycles, but the electric is a pretty passionate crowd of people. So we're seeing unique characters to us, like not your typical motorcycle person come through the doors. It opens us up to a whole new market because the electric bike is twist and go. You don't really need to know how to ride a motorcycle. There's no gears to change. There's no mechanical knowledge needed really. That's because there's no oil. There's not a chain. It's really easy. So we've found that people are super passionate about the EV for all types of reasons. On our launch day here, when we first delivered the first production run, we had people from total rev heads who just love motorcycling and they want to try electric vehicles because it's silent. It's a new sensation for the rider because there's no vibration and it's quiet, and they're just like, it's awesome. Right through to people who are here because they believe that EVs play an important role in the future for our world and Earth. And so it's really interesting from people who don't care about that side of things, just think it's cool, right through to people who don't care if it's cool or good value, just, I think it's important for EVs to be better value so they can play an important role in the future. And our goal is just to make them awesome, make sure that there's demand that we can fulfill, and we're doing that. We just need more capital to build more bikes, and especially for our American launch, we're really excited to scale up our US and our EU rollout.
Amazing, very exciting. And you have touched upon many features that your product offers, which relates it to a much bigger market. Like you mentioned that you don't need the how it is different, from the other motorbikes that we have seen, because a person wouldn't need that much of a knowledge. Like I can see that, I myself would be able to resonate well with your product. So these features definitely make it a very like a unique offering to let's say comparing with your competitors in the market. But anything else you would like to add about your product when we talk about the uniqueness that it has to offer?
Yeah, I mean, we could talk product all day. I'm a motorcyclist. I love the motorcycle. But for your audience, I think the thing I'm most proud of is we're a profitable motorcycle company, and we're robust. We've been through difficult times. We've been through highs and lows. And I'm really proud that we've built a robust business model that can scale up aggressively and scale up without taking huge R&D risk and without taking huge production facility risk. So the fastest way to send a motorcycle company broke is to build an incredible bike that's popular, sell a heap of them smash it out of the park in the first 2 years, but then have built a production facility that's got lots of staff, lots of overheads. And as your popularity comes down, you lose all the money that you just made. So we've kept that in mind. We've learned that lesson. I've been going 17 years. Everything now is built on contract manufacturing. So we've got an incredible position in that we can scale up and down as the market allows us, basically as demand allows us, and we can do that profitably. So all of our I shouldn't say all, most of our competitors are not profitable, and they're hoping to reach profitability, and they rely on investors to invest in them to survive. We're not that at this point. And as I speak on this interview, we are profitable. We've been profitable the last few years. Our day-to-day operations are solid. We're left huge amounts of opportunity on the tables from verified leads. So the 10 million I told you about, that's from people or dealers in the US who wanted to join us, but we didn't have bikes to fulfill their orders in Las Vegas at the trade show in January, right through to last month, for example. We had 529 people apply for finance to buy a motorcycle, and only 17 of them actually got a bike. So there's huge amounts of opportunity on the table for us if we can align our business model, which means that we need motorcycles in stock. We need to pay for them, build them, and have them sitting here, rather than us rely on the customers to pay us and allow us, a grace period to build the bike. So hopefully I'm kind of explaining like this. There's some incredibly unique product differences in the way, but it really comes from how we manufacture the motorcycle. We're not trying to be Ducati. We're not trying to be Tesla. We're not trying to win MotoGP. As much as I want to, because I'm a motorcyclist and it's like my art and my masterpiece, my job is to make sure that we can build a robust and profitable company by finding the customer base that is the highest volume opportunity in our segment. And we've done that by building a bike that offers unmatched value. So we're not the fastest or the most cutting edge. We're the best value to the highest volume segment of the marketplace. So we have the most upside for scalability, which is, why we're coming to investors and need people to come on board with us.
Brilliant. That sounds amazing. Now, for my next question, Brad, I would love to know any highlights about your journey with Braaap Motorcycles so far. So, any key milestones that that you've hit, which would allude to even the future success of the venture.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, we've been highly awarded, so that's awesome. I mean, these days that doesn't mean too much, but on the journey, it's great. I won Australian Young Entrepreneur of the Year 2 times. I got
Brilliant.
invited to be on the advisory board for small business to the Reserve Bank of Australia, which is incredible for someone like myself to get exposure to that level of thinking in person. Our business won Australian Specialised Retailer of the Year 4 times in the last 17 years. So we've had some really great highs. We won a title on the world stage in Las Vegas at the indoor racing, which was awesome. And then maybe the thing I'm most proud of is we've come under incredible opposition. 2015, 2016 had major crisis, media smashing us, competitors creating legal allegations against us. It took significant amounts of time for us to get to court and clear up. And the media hammered us. But out of that, I had personal crisis. That was very difficult. The business had a crisis as well, but we're able to build a robust business. And I'm really proud of that. And that's why I believe that we're primed for growth. And, other than talking to investors, we really don't talk about our future and make promises about what we're doing. We're hungry just to prove our success in our results, which is I think a great reason to join us and back us. And I've got an incredible team behind me that have the same sort of philosophy.
Absolutely. Now that you've touched upon the team, it would be great to get into a little bit more detail about that, because it is, as you would be aware of, that it's the most fundamental part of a business. So what skills do they bring to the table? Can you highlight that?
Yeah, I mean, we've been pretty blessed to have some incredible people come around us. Firstly, some investors that are really top notch and really are hoping to take us on this pre-IPO journey. So we've got some proper, professional, sophisticated investors and family offices that have joined us. And then we have a great advisory board team. So one of our investors that recently invested, Kane Cook, I invited him to come on as a non-executive director and join our advisory board just a couple of months ago, because I read his resume. He's held significant positions inside growth organizations over the last 10 years. And we need that. We need operational excellence. My job and my sort of character or personality style is more visionary and front end and, identifying the opportunity and allocating the resources to it. But I need to make sure I have incredibly smart operational people around me so we can execute with a level of excellence. Kane helps us with that. And also, like on our advisory panel, I have Stuart Strickland, I think he's in his 70s now, but he's the ex-CEO of Honda. He's an incredible support to us, has been through our highs and our lows. His wisdom is incredible. He said to me, Brad, if you're just building this thing for Australia, we're wasting both of our time. If you're building it to scale it somewhere, like into other regions, then I'm with you. Like I can help. And, he's got an incredible amount of wisdom. Then we have Pete Young on our advisory panel, who is the GM for cards at Latitude, had $1 billion under management. He's not much older than me, so still a young gun with an incredible amount of experience. And then we have 4 or 5 other investors that are just really high level people, opening great doors for us, and some exciting deals that are kind of about to in settlement stage at the moment. So I probably should tame it down on some of those ones. But it's pretty awesome to have those people around us.
That sounds amazing. So see, you've got such a strong team backing you, then you've got the technology and the ideas fundamentally strong as well. Now, as a parting question, Brad, for the prospective investors watching this interview, what should they be excited to see, let's say for the medium term with Braaap Motorcycles?
I mean, I probably have to be careful on my enthusiasm for our growth prospects. So I'll try not to say, because I'm not sure where this is on YouTube. So obviously, I'm not sure where you're watching. And we actually have run an equity crowdfunding raise, which allows retail investors to come in, our customer base, which I think is an incredible opportunity to mix with our wholesale and professional investor opportunity as well. The reason we've done equity crowdfunding is because 19% of the $1 billion, the unicorns in the UK, utilized equity crowdfunding, basically got their customer base to help them accelerate their pre-IPO journey. So obviously, if you're just a customer looking at that, please go read those documents. But I'll talk to you as if we're just on Wholesale Investor and these are sophisticated or professional investors that are listening right now. And I think the reason you join us, our prospect is we're pre-IPO, be early stage, come on the journey with us, and also utilize position in your networks to have incredible influence. Come and open doors for us. Like, we've had some great investors. Just yesterday, one of our investors introduced us to one of the top tier marketing firms that's going to help us take our branding, our marketing to the next level in exchange for equity, and really help us on this IPO journey. I just say that as an example of, if you're a professional investor looking to get on board, I think pre-IPO stage is an incredible, obviously, balance your risk. Don't put your whole house on the line for someone like us, but high risk, high reward. We have great upside opportunities in front of us, and come on the journey with us. That's probably the big thing. You get to have an influence over someone like us if you join us, and I think that's an incredible position to be in if you're an investor who likes to get on board in early stage stuff. So that's kind of my pitch.
Amazing. That was brilliant, Brad. Thank you for that. The team at Wholesale Investor would like to firstly congratulate you on the brilliant, all the achievements that you have achieved so far. So firstly, congratulations on that, and we wish you all the luck with your venture moving forward. For anyone who's interested to get in touch with the team at Braaap Motorcycles, you've heard it all from the founder himself. So please feel free to reach out. You will see the details at the side of the screen and in the description. Thank you again, Brad, for joining me for this interview and sharing all the brilliant insights into Braaap Motorcycles.
Have questions. I know these things probably raise more questions than they answer. You're welcome to reach out to me directly as well, or you can call the guys at Enterprise Corp. They're our corporate advisory firm, and they can answer any questions as a third party. Or also, I've got some investors who have donated time to talk to other investors that are looking to join. So sometimes they're good to talk to because they're not as biased as me, and they've got a good third party outlook on our future and our growth prospects. But anyway, we just love to open the conversation with your clientele and following, and it's been great to kind of have your support as well. So thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Brad.